I know we were expecting some new developments this weekend, but some of them have failed quality control. Make sure you indicate what you'd like redeveloped via the workstation.
What's going on, guys? It's Luke22SV here, back with the 8th round of the Mick Schumacher Career mode here for the French Grand Prix. And as you can see, we've got some good news and some bad news here. As we move into the French Grand Prix, we've got some chassis upgrades, a major chassis upgrade, which has moved us ahead of McLaren and Toro Rosso. But some bad news on the aero front, which is our weakest point at the moment, which is what we need to improve. But as you can see, though, moving ahead of McLaren now in the development window, but closing in on Renault, really. To be honest, we're not that far behind the 4th place team, but Haas and Force India also getting upgrades. Red Bull closing in on the top 2 teams as well, but it's all close in the midfield, all close at the top 3. So it's looking quite interesting so far. But again, it's a huge gap that needs to get shortened between the midfield and the top 3 on this career mode. But now we're going to head into qualifying for the French Grand Prix to see how we have done in the French Grand Prix qualifying.
Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position gets underway.
So heading on to our lap. Not really one of my strongest tracks is the French circuit of Paul Ricard. I guess that is to the fact that this game has not, this racetrack has not been on the F1 game before, I don't think ever. So it was quite hard to learn it really, and I'm still learning it as I take it every time. Also the lack of runoff area and the lack of being able to tell which is a track and which is not a track as well is quite difficult around this track. As you can see, especially coming up to the chicane down this long straight. I always get it wrong. Sometimes I brake too early and take a different chicane. Sometimes I brake too late and just completely miss the chicanes altogether. But this time getting it just about right, getting the chicane right. Currently down on my lap time from last time out. P20 at the moment, had a huge poor sector 2, but looking good at this moment. Currently in P20. Not really sure what to expect. As I said, this is one of my weaker tracks, but with the upgrades we are looking quite good. So probably about P14, somewhere like that. We shouldn't be looking towards the back of the grid. We should be looking at the higher, lower end, well, mid-table really. Not too far towards the back, and maybe not too far up the grid either. But maybe around the Hasses, that would be a good position for us to be in. But coming now around the final corner. What a difficult final corner that was. Don't think I took it too well there. But it's going to put us into P9 at that stage, and we're happy with our lap time. We're going to end the session there. Wonder where that will put us onto the grid, obviously after the end of the session. So P9 at that stage, that was quite a good lap time from me. As we end the session there. Wasn't expecting to be too high up that grid at the end of the day, but it is P11 on the grid for the French Grand Prix. Hamilton on pole, as you would expect. That's what we're used to seeing in this career mode so far. But again, Sauber fighting it with the Hasses. You got Force India fighting it with the Renaults. You got McLaren and the Toro Rossos fighting, and you got Williams on their own, because Williams are shockingly bad at the moment. But we could see them move up the grid if they develop well. But Hamilton on pole as we move into the race now.
Welcome to Le Castellet as we return from across the Atlantic for the 2018 French Grand Prix. The last time Formula One cars raced at the circuit Paul Ricard, Alain Prost took Ferrari's 100th Grand Prix victory. So
running through the grid then, with pole position going to Lewis Hamilton in the qualifying for the French Grand Prix. Alongside him, Sebastian Vettel looking to gain some points on Lewis Hamilton in this title challenge, with Ricciardo doing well for Red Bull. The upgrades for Red Bull doing well. Raikkonen 4th, Verstappen 5th, Bottas 6th, Perez 7th, Hulkenberg, Force India's Renaults. Then is us on row 6 alongside Romain Grosjean, with Magnussen, our title rival at the moment. Alonso, Gasly, Van Dorn, Hartley, and then Stroll and Sirotkin round off the grid as we head on to the race then for the French Grand Prix. Let's see how it goes then. So, with 1 light, we're almost there for the 5 lights. And we're away in France for the French Grand Prix. Good start. Sainz getting away well. Grosjean getting a better start than us. But we're looking to head into turn 1 now. Looking very okay at this start. Took the move again on Ocon on Sainz. and we managed to gain 2 positions. We're up into P9 at this stage, as it's 3 abreast almost behind us. So we look to make more positions. So we go for a dive down the inside of Nico Hulkenberg, almost making it stick, but we managed to go around the outside and hang it through as we go past Perez, and then Bottas leaves the door open for us, and we just say thank you very much, I'm going to have that. And we're up into P6. What a start this has been for us so far here at the French Grand Prix, gaining 5 places at the start. But we're going to have to be careful here, because Bottas is now looking to gain back that P6 position that he's just lost with plenty of slipstream. He's got the better engine as well. He's got the Mercedes engine, we got the Ferrari engine, but we managed to say no, you're not coming through this time. We keep P6 at this stage. But that was the difference between this race and a few races ago. We again had an aggressive start this time. We weren't being passive, we weren't yielding to anyone. Instead, we were the one being aggressive and making those moves, and that has done us very well, served us very well. We're in P6. Bottas again having a look down the inside, but again we're saying no, he's saying no, he's not thinking better of it. It's become round now to the end of the lap. Verstappen in front of us with the top 5. We're not going to be able to close in on those guys. It's just going to be too much of a tougher order. Again, sort of like Canada, when we were just behind those guys at the start, but we just couldn't keep up with them. Too quick. As Hamilton leads after lap 1, looking all good again for Hamilton in this race, as we will now take a look at the start again with Hamilton on the right, Vettel on the left, Ricciardo. So we get away well, and everyone else is there as well. As we look now, everyone else doing their old trade tracky things that they do on this game, but we managed to get past Ocon and Sainz as Leclerc, my teammate, looking to make a move, as it's almost 3 abreast there, but we managed to keep ahead of that. Looking towards now Hulkenberg, we look and make a move down the inside of Nico Hulkenberg, get past him nicely, and then we're thinking about Ocon, but we weren't really thinking about Bottas at this stage, but Bottas just decides to get out of the way anyway for some reason, and we're ahead of Bottas, but Bottas is usually used to getting out of the way for people. Hamilton, but we're now on to the back straight as Bottas is looking to make a move on us. He's getting a nice little toe, nice little bit of slipstream, moves to the outside, we move to the inside. Bottas looking to make it through, and we close the door on him and keep ahead of him at this stage. He's looking to make a move again with the much better downforce, much better aerodynamics, much better chassis. So he's going to get the better exits out of the corners as well. And he's going to be right on the gearbox as well with the better straight line speed, a better engine. As we have been struggling with this corner all weekend, just can't seem to get it right, but Bottas can. But now looking to move to the outside shot. He is again right behind us. He'll be furious that he's let us past at this stage. But a huge start from us. But Bottas will not want to be behind a Sauber, especially when the top 5 are all getting away from me as well. So he will have to settle for P6 at this stage, which is not what Bottas wants. But now moving on to lap 2, he's going to be looking to make a move again on us into turn 1. A little bit too far back at this stage as Vettel, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Verstappen. So Ricciardo losing a few places at the start then. Getting overtaken by Kimi Raikkonen by the looks of it. If we run a bit wide there, Bottas now looking to make a move into the next corner. But can he get down the inside? He does look down the inside. We again close the door and say, no, you're not coming through there, mate. So we look to keep ahead of him at this stage. But we know it's pretty much game over almost if he can get a good run on us down the back straight. Again, with Sector 1 being our probably strongest part of this track, he's looking now to make a move. No DRS at this stage, but again, Bottas has almost gone straight past us before he's even reached the corner here. And it looks like Bottas has got past us, but we hang it around the outside again. We keep ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and Bottas now with a much better exit out of that corner comes now down the outside of us towards the long right-hander here. But again, it now looks like Bottas has finally secured the move on us, and he's up into P6 as we almost go completely off there, but we managed to keep it on the tracks, and we're down to P7. So that's the best we can really hope for at this stage, is P7. We're not going to be expecting to fight the top guys, but P7 is really good enough here. Now we move on to lap 3, just going down the back straight. Already lost it from Bottas, and look, there's Vettel is round, Verstappen has run into him, Bottas has run into him. What on earth has happened there with Sebastian Vettel pointing the wrong way? That's a sign we've been seeing a lot in the real life as well. Vettel pointing the wrong way. Who knows what happened there? But that is us up into P4. We've overtaken Verstappen, we've overtaken Vettel, we've overtaken Bottas as well again. And 5 cars are out of the race. So what on earth has happened? No safety car. for some reason our DRS is also broken as well, and Ricciardo looks to be in trouble as well because he's going very slowly. We've caught up with him. Verstappen out of the race, Bottas out of the race, Hulkenberg out of the race. What on earth has happened there? Sergei Sorokin, who he wasn't even near the crash. Lance Stroll out of the race as well, so both of the Williams out of the race. Don't know what happened there, but Ricciardo now pits. We're looking to get past him, so we're up into P3. We're on the podium at this stage, and we're basically on course for a podium as we now look to see Vettel and Raikkonen side by side going into this corner. What on earth happened here? There's two teammates collide. Vettel spins round, Verstappen runs into him, Ricciardo runs into him, but Vettel was just in the middle of the road. We managed to sneak past him, but Raikkonen, here's the on-board shot from Raikkonen going into the corner. Just don't know what happened there, but it doesn't seem to be Raikkonen's fault. He carries on with his day. But here's the on-board from Vettel. He locks up, tags the back of Raikkonen, spins round. There's Ricciardo, there's Verstappen, and Bottas comes flying in as well. There's us just managing to avoid it. Hulkenberg flies in, everyone else flies in, and it's a complete disaster as one of the Toro Rossos managed to sneak past, but a lot of the grid slowing down in that incident. And here's the onboard from Martino, who's also in a bit of trouble. Just runs into the back of the Haas, and the Toro Rossos both making it past. There's the problem with both the Williams is retiring. Sergei Sorokin just doesn't see what's going on. Plows straight into his teammate. Not that it matters anyway. I don't think the Williams would have actually achieved anything in this race, but a lot of debris and everything else. How has there been no safety car? Not even a virtual safety car is beyond me. But everyone else carries on. We're now on to the end of lap 4. Currently in P3, looking to make the overcut attempt on Daniel Ricciardo. Now the reason we're making the overcut attempt is because Ricciardo's had the pit for a new front wing, so that is going to be good news for us. He's going to be set back a long way by that. We only have to change tyres, so we should have a quick pit stop. So can we get ahead of Daniel Ricciardo? Of course he'll have had the quicker tyres on his outlap, so he'd have been able to put in some fast sector times, but can we get ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and put ourselves into a temporary podium position? Well, at the moment we're P8 and Daniel Ricciardo is now behind us, so we have managed to get ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, but only just. You can see the proximity arrow right there. He is right behind us at this stage. So P8 after leaving the pits. This is looking quite good at the moment. P8's after pitting with cars yet to pit. This is already looking good for points. So at the moment Brendan Hartley ahead of us. We should be able to get past him without any problems as well. He's on worn tyres and slower car at this stage as well, and we look to make a move on Brendan Hartley. Anything that will help us keep ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and that is certainly what we're going to do. But Daniel Ricciardo looking to make a move on Brendan Hartley as well. Toro Rosso being the sister team of Red Bull. Nice of him to get out of the way for Daniel Ricciardo. But P7 now, we're net third at the moment, net third, with cars yet to make their stops. It's looking very good at this for this race. So thanks to Sebastian Vettel, we are now running in P7. Still, I can't believe there was no safety car, because we could have been close to the front guys as well. But that's allowed us to keep a huge gap to the cars behind us. As we lock up, we almost make a huge mistake, run off the track, and Daniel Ricciardo has found his way up in front of us now. So we've lost the position to Daniel Ricciardo thanks to our own problem there, own mistake. Just getting a bit caught out by Roman Grosjean, going quite slowly. But that is the way it is. And a huge battle with the Hasses this season, it looks like it's going to be. Because Grosjean, we've had incidents with him before, incidents with Magnussen. As we now move on to lap 6, Ricciardo getting past Grosjean, locking up a little. We now get close to Grosjean and right behind Grosjean now actually. We caught up very quickly into turn 1, turn 2. We move to the outside of Grosjean and now we make it past Grosjean into P5. Now Daniel Ricciardo ahead of us. We might be able to get DRS here, so we're not out of the woods yet. It's Daniel Ricciardo, so we can easily get a nice move here. DRS is open. He looks to be a bit far ahead though at this stage. Can we make a move on Daniel Ricciardo? Can we get that P3 back? We go down the inside and make the move into the chicane, and we're back ahead of Daniel Ricciardo into a net P3 and the current P4 with just Alonso to pit. As we now move on here to the aerial shot, the TV camera, with Daniel Ricciardo behind us and Roman Grosjean behind him. Looking all rosy at this stage. and we should be able to get some solid points after such a disappointing couple of races where we could have got more points in Canada as well. Remember, we could have even got a podium in Canada, but it doesn't look like it at this stage. So we now look on a little bit later. Daniel Ricciardo is behind us again. Looks to make the move down the inside and doesn't make it stick. We hang it round the outside, keeping him behind us at this stage. Ricciardo again looking to make a move around the outside. It almost goes off the track, but we managed to keep ahead. He's looking to make a move again, but can't quite make it stick. So Daniel Ricciardo stuck behind us at this stage. We're having a nice little battle with him at this stage, so can't quite keep ahead of him. But Daniel Ricciardo now, can he get DRS onto the back, on the main straight? DRS is open. He looks to make the move down the outside into turn 1. We got the inside line, he's got the outside line. Who's it going to be into turn 1? Can we keep ahead of Daniel Ricciardo? Almost gets past us there, but we managed to shut the door, say no thank you, we're going to keep this position, we're going to stay ahead of you. How long is it going to be before Daniel Ricciardo finds his way past us? We just got to keep on holding on to this P3. There's no chance of P2. Raikkonen and Hamilton are up there. Raikkonen, what will happen with that Ferrari team after that incident? They're going to have a huge debrief, I'd imagine, between himself and Vettel after this race. But I don't know, it looked like Vettel's fault there to me. He locked up and just hit the side of Raikkonen. Don't know if Raikkonen gave him enough room or not, but that's up for a debate really. And a lot of floating debris as this game seems to provide into the chicane still. But Ricciardo now still behind us as we move on to the end of Sector 2. One of my most difficult sections of this track to get right for me. But we look to be keeping ahead of Daniel Ricciardo at the moment. So it's all looking good from us. And the AI just takes such a better line than me into this corner. I don't know what it is. It's just I struggle very much with this corner. And now moving on to lap 9. We're still ahead of him and moving into the same corner that we've been talking about recently. We run wide again. Daniel Ricciardo looks to make it through. And we lose a bit of our front wing. We just run to the side of him. And we're furious about that. I was thinking at the time it's Ricciardo's fault. But it's very disappointing from us. Again, we're keeping ahead of Ricciardo. But now we've got the added problem of a broken front wing. And we're not going to be pitting either. We have decided to stay out because there's just no point with a few laps left to go. Especially when the front wing problem isn't actually that bad. I think it's just an orange front wing. But Daniel Ricciardo's going to be even more desperate to get past us now. So we move into turn 1 with him side by side with us, looking to make that move into turn 1. And we just say no, we bang wheels again. A lot of argy-bargy going on with Daniel Ricciardo. Huge battle for this P3. But trying to get such an important result for Sauber and ourselves in this career mode where we've just been struggling so much so far. It would be a huge boost for ourselves and a huge boost for our team. Huge boost for everyone else around us who's lost reputation with us. And so getting a podium would just really open everyone's eyes. But Ricciardo with DRS again is going to be looking to make it again past us into P3. We're side by side with Daniel Ricciardo. Can he get past into the corner? Can he get past into the chicane? We give him as little room as possible and we manage to stay ahead of him, defending with everything at his worth as there's more cars now closing in. I think there's Pierre Gasly behind us both, closing in very closely on us on this battle, and Perez is also closing in, as you can see him in the background. I think that's Ocon actually. So moving now into the corner again. Ricciardo now sneaks back past. Ricciardo looking to get past but doesn't quite make it past. Again, he does make it past actually, but again we fight back. We go down the inside. Ricciardo can't fight it past. We keep ahead of Ricciardo and we're still, with just a couple laps left, keeping ahead of Ricciardo as Gasly now closes in on the battle. Gasly looking to make a move potentially into the corner. He'll be looking to pick up the pieces if anything happens here. So ourselves just ahead of Pierre Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo, with Esteban Ocon closing in on the battle as well now for P3. This is a huge battle now as Daniel Ricciardo looks to the outside again. We look to keep the inside. He goes to the outside. We keep it ahead of him. Pierre Gasly now looking on. He looking to make a move on perhaps Daniel Ricciardo. But with the Red Bull teams being sister teams, will Gasly actually make a move on Ricciardo? When he does look to the outside, he looks to make the inside move. Can he get past Daniel Ricciardo up into P4? This is exactly what we need. We need the cars behind us to fight so we can pull away. And as you can see, it's proved to be a gem there, because we have actually pulled away a little from Daniel Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly. Gasly is now looking to make a move on Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo is still close to us though, Don't know whether he has DRS open at this stage, but Pierre Gasly does have DRS, and he's looking to make a move down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo closes the door and keeps ahead of Pierre Gasly, and now can focus back on me again. He's still right behind us. He's still close to us. Remember, we got that front wing damage, and it's not helping us out at all here. Ocon closing in even more this time on the battle for P3, but Ricciardo now behind us as we move into the next section of the track. Again, where I struggled so much so far this race. Again, running off. As Ricciardo looks to make the move again. Going around the outside. We keep it to the inside. Again, forcing in wide. Gasly now closing in again. Looking for his opportunity to get ahead of Ricciardo into P3 or P4. But at the moment, it's just not happening for Gasly. He's waiting for the right chance, right opportunity. Ocon now will be closing in even more at the end of this lap, and will be in range of DRS as Ricciardo looks to the outside. Here we riding on board with Pierre Gasly. Can Ricciardo get into P3? We're still hanging on. Gasly is now looking for an opportunity. Ricciardo moves ahead almost, but we again bang wheels, and Gasly almost gets into P3. That was a perfect opportunity, but he just for some reason slows down so much, and we managed to keep hold of P3, holding on this stage. He's now ahead of Ricciardo. Ricciardo going off. That was very dirty between me and Ricciardo. It was just the front wing without damage, not helping out at all. Ocon now looking for an opportunity, but again, so much problems going on here with Ricciardo right behind Pierre Gasly, looking to regain that P4 that he just lost earlier on in the lap. Going down the inside into the corner with a slightly better engine, with the Renault engine. Gasly's only got the Honda engine, and Ricciardo now gets back into P4 as Ocon will now be looking for an opportunity to pounce on these guys. But thanks to that, we've managed to keep hold of P3. Not sure if that was clean by me at all. But again, looks like Vettel as well is closing in on the background. So Vettel has had a good recovery drive as well in this race. But Ocon now has got past Pierre Gasly. Ocon has got past Pierre Gasly. So Pierre Gasly's had an awful lap, really. A chance of being in P3. He's now in P6. So a disaster for Pierre Gasly. As Ricciardo still looking to make the move on us with just a couple laps left here. We're about to move on to the final lap of the race, I believe, with Daniel Ricciardo right behind us. Esteban Ocon looking for a chance as we look to move on to the next lap. Daniel Ricciardo looking to make a move. He pulls to the outside again into going towards turn 1. We're on to the final lap of the race. Charles Leclerc is out of the race as well, my teammate. But Daniel Ricciardo looks to make it past. We say no again. Tap his side a little. Another bit of a dirty argy-bargy between me and Daniel Ricciardo. But we do manage to keep hold of P3 with just 14 cars in this race. Daniel Ricciardo, P4. It looks like Kimi Raikkonen is P2 at the moment. So Lewis Hamilton is leading the race on the final lap of the race. Can we keep hold of a podium? It will be a dream result for us here in the French Grand Prix. Unexpected at all. After starting P11, we were not expecting for a podium. The best we were hoping for was a couple of points. But Daniel Ricciardo, he's not close enough to make a move here into what would be pretty much the last overtaking opportunity. Daniel Ricciardo now stays behind us. We keep ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly. But Ricciardo now looking very close to us going into the last section of this track. Can we keep hold of this P3 as Hamilton wins the race? So that's who we'll be sharing the podium with if we can keep this P3. Again, we keep the inside line here. So we've now realised where we've been going wrong. So we've kept the inside line, keep the inside line again, going to the next corner, just to not allow Ricciardo the opportunity to overtake us and not allow Ocon the opportunity to close in as well. Gasly is now still close to us as well. And can we keep hold of P3 here with just one more corner left to go? Can we keep hold of this podium? Vettel's now closing in. Can we keep hold of this podium? Yes, we can, as we cross the line, and it's going to be P3 in the French Grand Prix. A podium, not expected result at all. No one expected the P3, not even myself. But it's going to be P3 for the Sauber Alfa Romeo team, and for Mick Schumacher, his first career podium in F1. Not expected at all. But Hamilton winning again. He's walking away with this World Championship on this career mode so far in Season 1. So he's happy with that win. But who could have believed that? Thanks to that huge crash at the start. There's me in the background there. Huge crash with Vettel, Verstappen, Bottas. A lot of cars ending having to pit for new front wings, leaving us at an advantage. For some reason, Vettel is celebrating a P7. I'm not really sure what that's all about. That's just how difficult things have got for Vettel at the moment. But here we are on the podium. Hamilton winning from Raikkonen, and myself there, P3. Mick Schumacher celebrating his first ever podium in Formula 1. What can we achieve now is the question. The next target must be a win, surely. But we're happy with that P3. Mick Schumacher's first career mode podium at Paul Ricard. So that's going to be that, really. What's that going to put us into the championship order? And what's that going to do for Sauber's career points as well? We'll now find out at the end of that race. With just 14 finishers, Force India getting some points, Toro Rosso getting a good haul of points, and Alonso getting some points from McLaren as well. So a lot of the teams really get profiting thanks to all the incidents at the start with Leclerc, Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Stroll and Sorokin as well retiring. We move on to the championship. We're up to 11th with 20 points. That is looking good for us. We're ahead of our teammate by 10 points. But double the points of our teammate. We're looking good there. But now onto the constructor standings. We're up to P6 ahead of Haas. That's a great result for us. But that is going to be the end of the episode there. So a fantastic episode for us. Fantastic podium. But thank you for watching. It's been an awesome race for us. And hopefully if you enjoyed that, there'll be more P9. The round 9 will be up soon as well. So thank you everyone.